to believe. Don't just listen to me. Feel me in your soul. Believe you can win. Believe you can win.
Future sense for the people to be fit. Yeah. Speaking financial literacy, let's educate our young people. Yeah. For the people to be fit, SB Financial. Siobhan Bowman in the mix, you see she really out here. Building futures brick by brick, it's time to elevate, time to innovate, time to educate. Let's go, let's go. Dreams is on the rise, no fear, no quit. For the people to be fit, you know we legit. For the people to be fit, you know we legit. Listen up right here, let me tell it. We're laying foundations, solid as a steel. In a world where the grind and the hustle is real. From the gym to the boardroom, we're shaping the scene. Where fitness and insurance boosting everyone's dream. Families rise, businesses is thriving, and communities where all the strongest shall survive. It's more than just policies, it's life that we design. Every rep, every plan is the future we align. We're building legacies, securing all the bag. Fitness and finance, no time to lag. For the people, by the people, we staying fit. Insurance got our back, that's how we equip. Young minds tuned in, listen up, listen up. This knowledge right here, gon' fill your cup. Ain't just about muscle, it's in the mindset. Insurance in the mix, we protect and invest. From the class to the office, we setting the tone. Business owners rising, now they feel at home. In this ecosystem, we all playing the role. Fitness and finance, we're building legacies, securing all the bag. Fitness and finance, no time to lag. For the people, by the people, we staying fit. Insurance got our back, that's how we equip. Dreams is on the rise, no fear, no quit. For the people to be fit, you know we legit. For the people to be fit, you know we legit. Hop on right here, no time to chill.
Hey, family, get in here. I am super excited. I have some of my amazing individuals on this line tonight. So we got some information that we are about to share with y'all. So make sure you pull up a chair, participate, and let's just figure out how we are going to overcome. So if you don't know and you're new to this platform, my name is Siobhan Bowman. Listen, on this platform right here, for the people to be fit for Wealth and Wellness Wednesday, we are very transparent, right? We tell you exactly what's coming from our heart. But this is what we do too. There is no judgment on this call. So if somebody happens to say something, or maybe they don't pronounce a word right, listen, you can take that comment somewhere else, right? Because at the end of the day, we are here to be free. So we're not trying to speak to you perfectly. We are coming in our authentic selves to you. All right. So I ask that you follow us on For the People to Be Fit on all platforms. That is the number 4, the people, the number 2, then it should be in the word fit. If you are on this right now, I just ask that you share the story, because tonight we are dropping bombshells. OK, we are talking about this government shutdown that a lot of people are experiencing. You all, it is over 700,000 people who have lost their job. So you might know one person, and that one person that you know, you can help bless them if you choose to, right? And this could very well be you. But sometimes we get in the way of our own blessings. I'm not ready for that. I need to save. I need to do this. We put these things in our head, right? But at the end of the day, the blessing could be right there knocking at your door. So listen, I'm not going to sit up here and hold this conversation up, because I got some amazing people on this line right now, and I want them to do a quick introduction of themselves, just telling them telling everyone who they are, what they currently do, and just a little bit about what they want to share, because we're going to get right into the topic. So first up, I would like to introduce Mr. and Mrs. Ayers. I don't know if Mr. Ayers is going to say anything, but he's here with Miss Ayers, so I got to make sure I let him know he is welcome as well. So Mr. and Mrs. Ayers, could you please come forward and tell the people who you are, what you do, and anything you want to say to encourage the people?
Well, first of all, can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
All right. My name's Nicole Ayers. This is my husband, Rodney.
Hey, this is Rodney.
And he works in healthcare. I work in, I kind of work with the government on doing a few things. And then I'm also a wellness coach. And then we also have a few businesses. Um, and I mean, we're just here to encourage people. That's what we're here for. We're here to encourage and help people in any way that we possibly can.
Absolutely. We receive y'all. Thank you so much, Mr. and Mrs. Ayers. I would next ask for Renee to cut your camera on so that people can see you if you are okay. I'm going to call on Mildred. That is my amazing mother. Mildred, please come forward, tell the people who you are, like what you do, and all that other great stuff.
Great evening, everyone. Like she said, my name is Mildred. I'm Siobhan's mother. As of now, I am an entrepreneur. I'm a grandmother, great grandmother. I'm retired. So right now I'm just working my business.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much, Miss Mildred. I appreciate you, Mother. I got to call her both so y'all know. All right, Renee, could you come on and tell the guests who you are, what you do, and any words of encouragement?
Hi, good evening. Thank you so much for having me on here. My name is Renee Joshua Porter. I am a multidisciplinary artist and I'm everything wellness, along with being a chaplain and a Christian counselor. And tonight I want to just really applaud you for creating this platform. And I'd like to couple it with the platform that I have about working with what you got, especially now that people are experiencing such a severe loss. My platform is all about people realizing that you have more than you think you have: more time, more talent, more resources, more faith, more food, more money, more people on your side. And it is time for you and I to unknot our minds. And that's what you're doing tonight. You're helping to unknot the minds of the people. And I'm here to
I love it. I love it, Renee. And you got to make sure before we leave off, I want everybody to make sure they drop their handles, because if there's nothing else that we do as a community, we have to learn the importance of helping each other elevate, right? Helping each other network, collaborate, because if it's not the person that's looking at this, it could very well be somebody in their village. So that's very important. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. The news headlines are everywhere, right? So we have federal government shutdown. This person is laid off. This is happening to that person. I would love to know y'all first thought as it relates to what's going on right now in our society. Like, what are you feeling? Like, who are you caring about right now? What is going through your mind? Just in conversation. Nicole, could you lead us in that conversation starting out?
Absolutely. Siobhan, I worked for the United States government for 30 years. Recently retired, but I'm worried about people. I really am, because you have to think a lot of people don't save. Nobody saves for a shutdown. I mean, who saves for a shutdown? And to be put in a situation where you have really no income coming in, just out of nowhere. You have no income coming in. So I'm really worried about fellow workers, fellow people that I used to work with. Generally, the post office isn't affected in that manner, but you just never know. So I'm really worried about friends and family. And like I said, we're here to do whatever we can do to help people.
Absolutely. Renee, would you like to follow up with that? How is this affecting you? Do you know anybody that is affecting? Like, what's your hope? What's your care for others?
I think Nicole has a great point. I think that her concern about the fact that people don't prepare beforehand is very valid. What I would like to add and contribute to the conversation is hopefully we can offer them the reality that the government is a resource, but it's not the source.
I like
And
that.
once we have that mindset, most of the time the panic happens when we think that the source has been dried up. But when we realize that it's just a resource, then we're now in a position to pivot. And that's really what it's about. It's about learning when these unexpected circumstances happen, how to tap into the source. And because I am a woman of faith, and I know you and Nicole are too, we tap into the source and ask what other resource I can tap into. So that's hopefully what we could do. And especially the platforms that you offer about finance, about, just different entrepreneurial endeavors, we can now tap into other resources. But remember, this thing is alarming, but it's just a resource. It's not the source.
Absolutely. So, Ma, you went away. I think you're trying to figure out your phone over there. It's going in and out, but I got you covered. Don't worry about that. So, I just want to at least let you know what we were speaking about, but I want you to follow up on something totally different. Can you help the people that's in your age range understand the importance? And I want you to be as transparent as you want to be, Mother. But understand the importance of not preparing and not having when you reach a certain age, because we was just speaking about like the cares and concern of how this the shutdown has impacted other people. So could you follow up with when you don't prepare and you reach a certain age, where does that leave you? How do you feel?
Well, for me, when I didn't prepare, because I'm just so, how can I say it? I just spend. So I didn't prepare myself, just to keep it honest. And now I find myself finding other ways to make extra income. Babysitting, caregiving, just other ways to find ways to make my income meet. So I've learned now to be uh money wise. I'm not spending like I used to. I'm saving. But I waited till I got over 60, to realize it, ran my credit up, just wasn't thinking, only child. So coming up, money was no object, I always had it. So as I got older and was on my own, my husband deceased, I went through the policies. I just didn't save, although I bought a home and car, but I don't have nothing to show for it now, but what I've started saving now as I've got older. But by the grace of God, He has put me on another path. So I am learning better to how to spend and how to save. I still spend, but I'm not like I used to be. So I'm getting a little better.
I appreciate you being transparent. So, Nicole, if you had to, but based off what my mother just shared, right, about you becoming older, being as though you have been a manager, you have been able to help people, in different facets of life. So, what would you say to a person coming in if you were starting new at your office and someone was coming to you for advice as it relates to like just trying to do better with their overall choices in life and saving, knowing where you currently are right now, right? Knowing that passive income works, knowing that putting away for a rainy day works, based off of what she just said, what would you tell that young person?
Well, I would definitely tell them just really what you said. Number one, I have to reply or state something about what Renee said. That is the perfect beginning to telling somebody how to begin to save or whatever. This job is a resource. This job is not the source. It's a resource. You
Mhm.
have several other ways to make money, to bring, to save money within the postal service. There's a program called TSP, and for some reason it's not really shared when you first start. You don't really learn about it unless somebody tells you about it. Like they say, they briefly cover it, all of this. It's kind of like the 401k. But I would definitely, tell them, hey, make sure you invest, make sure you do it wisely. Get a financial advisor to help you. Look for several streams of income, because one stream is not going to do it. The 401k and your stream is not going to do it. You need several sources. So I would say look into becoming an entrepreneur, finding your own business, working for yourself. And then have a budget and stick to your budget, really, in all honesty.
Understood. Mr. Ayers, did you have anything? I just want to make sure that you can chime in as well.
Oh, you talking to his field now. This is his field. So
No.
Absolutely.
I just say, as piggybacking on my wife, just, you got to have a purpose. You got to figure out what your purpose is, and drive towards that. Even if you have a regular job, my wife knows, I've always had more than one job. I've had other business opportunities because I never believe in one source of income. And when you get to that point where you lose a job, it's like, okay, you always gotta, that's what I always encourage people, always have another source that you can fall back on, because that can be an emergency source. Because if you lose that job, then now you got to figure out, what am I going to do next? But your goal should always be to try to figure out what your purpose is in life. And I think whatever you're passionate about is going to drive you to what it is that you're supposed to be doing, and it's going to drive that income. So you got to figure that out. Even if you don't have it figured out now, to start learning whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing, because God has a purpose for everyone, I believe. And you have to figure out what your purpose is, and just try to start honing in on that. It may take you some years, but it doesn't matter. Just keep focusing on what your purpose is, and God's going to lead you in the right direction.
Absolutely. I really appreciate that. Now I'm gonna have one more question for Renee, and then we're gonna jump into this shutdown and how people can actually overcome. So Renee, based off your platform and what you do to assist people, not just relying on one source, what would you say to individuals? Like what would be the key thing, like your elevator pitch?
Elevator pitch for what? I want to make sure I answer the question correctly.
Frozen.
I think she froze.
Mm-hmm.
Siobhan?
Yes.
She's frozen.
Okay. We'll give her a moment.
Mm-hmm. Okay, looks like it's rebooting on her end.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
There she is.
that is terrible. Look at the devil trying to.
We hear you.
I know the devil trying to steal my joy, trying to
Hey,
mess
one
up. Trying to, he ain't gonna hardly do that. I'm gonna move right on and hit Daniel. Cut that down for me real quick. Cut that down because my internet messed up in the garage. Okay, so my space is normally in the garage, but I just moved over here. I was like, no, we're not gonna cut this off now when I'm in the midst of trying to ask questions.
That's all right. Please continue. You said my elevator pitch, and I was asking you elevator pitch for what? I want to make sure I answer the question correctly.
Absolutely. My question to you was, could you please provide everyone an elevator pitch of how they can understand the importance of not having one source? Like, what would you say about your business that people will come to you and say, let me connect because this is something that I need. I don't want to just rely on one source of income or one job. So what would you say to them?
Well, I love what Mr. Ayer said as far as God having a purpose, right? So I like to use this analogy. I have a Kia, my husband, say he has a Mercedes. He's not going to go to my Kia manual for his Mercedes, right? And vice versa. So to me, it's very important that you connect. I'm just talking from a God perspective. Everything. I don't know where that noise is coming. Maybe it's from
My
Mama
mother.
Mildred.
I had to mute her. Yeah, I mute her.
Yeah. If we see everything working together in our favor, even when it doesn't look like it, it can help the panic to stop, right? And so a lot of times when these interruptions happen, we go into panic mode. So the first thing I like to say to people is, right now, just know your life is in God's hands. And everything that happens, he's going to work in your favor. And if he's working in your favor, what do you need me to reassess, reevaluate, to look at now, right? I'm going to go to the manufacturer to find out how to deal with this, right? I'm not going to go to social media. I'm not going to go to an influencer. I'm going to go to the person that made it, right? I go to the dealer that made the Kia. And then I'm going to stop and I'm going to say, you know what? Maybe because all things are working together for my good, maybe what seems like an interruption is really a reset, right? What seems like a delay is really a pivot, using that word again. And what do I need to learn so that I don't have to go through this again? Right? Because I can just say for myself, one of the beautiful things that I love that Mama Mildred said is that she has taken accountability of the errors that she made, and now she's making an adjustment. How many people do we see these things happen and they say, look what happens to me, look how, they blame the system, they blame the government, they blame their mama, they blame everybody instead of acknowledging, I didn't prepare. I can remember, just giving you a real quick story, I can remember years ago saying, God, where's my inheritance? I thought a wise man leaves an inheritance for his children and his children's children. Don't nobody leave me nothing. I think my grandpa left me a Polaroid camera, right? Like, where's my inheritance? And you know what I felt like the Lord said? He said, it's on your back, you're wearing it. Because I was always buying clothes. Always buying clothes. That was like probably a good 20 years ago. He said, you're wearing your inheritance. So I had to acknowledge that he had given it to me. Then when my daughter went to college, I remember I refused to fill out the FAFSA. I said, Lord, you said that you'll withhold no good thing from those that walk uprightly before you. I'm not filling out this FAFSA. And you know what the Lord reminded me when she was 18? He said when she was 3 and you guys were doing AT&T commercials and she was making top dollar and you're making top dollar and your SAG international commercials, where's her money? You didn't realize she was going to go to college one day. So sign that FAFSA. You owe her.
Yeah, that's deep. That's some real transparency for these folks out here. That's what the people do this. They do this. They clock that fee. You clock that data. Yeah, that you came deep on that one. Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen. And that's what it's about, right? Just us being completely transparent, us understanding that, yeah, we didn't make all the right choices when we were younger or growing up, or our parents probably didn't teach us. But what's stopping you? Like, what's stopping you from making a better choice for yourself and making a better choice for your children? You're the only person that's stopping yourself, right? Because at the end of the day, we all have choices in life. Is what we do with them to move our life forward. And that's very important. But I want to go ahead and open up this setting as it relates to the whole purpose of us getting on this call. I don't have too many questions because I want to be respectful of people's time. And I want to make sure we relay the importance of the human toll that is about to take place, right? Mm-hmm. And what we actually can do about the government shutdown, because a lot of people, as I stated to you all before, have lost their job officially today. And a lot of people are not returning. Of course, granted, with I think it's the 2019 Act that is currently in place, that once the shutdown is over, people may be able to get their money, their back pay, right? That's the hope that people, but what happens to the bills, right? What happens to the groceries? How the lights stay on? How long are we talking? Like, all that goes into play. So here's a question to everyone, for y'all too, because my mother's not on here anymore. For y'all 3, excuse me. If you were currently working right now, right? How many paychecks can you honestly say I can miss? 1, 2, 3, like, true. Now, even if you're retired, because Nicole, you're retired, the retirement is cut off. How long you lasting? And I mean, for y'all a couple, for both of y'all, like, how long we gonna really last? What's y'all number? How long y'all lasting?
How long we gonna make it?
A month.
A month. Probably
Okay.
a month.
I'm just being honest.
If we're being transparent, a month without any worry. 1 month. After that,
Okay. Real talk. What about you, Renee?
I probably got another 60 days after them.
Okay.
So I think they got a month, so I may have about 90 days.
That's real talk, because that's our world.
That's real talk. That's real talk.
That's our world, y'all. I mean, I'm not talking about like just rent, because you got to remember, everybody has a financial independent number. That's all your bills, right? Yeah. So I'm not going to even hold you. My bills, and that's also talking about properties that you own too. The properties, and the government act real different. They can cut off those stipends that I currently get for the Section 8 people, or whatever the case may be. They can cut off a lot of things, right? Real talk. Then if
Yeah.
everything cut off, baby, that's like 15 grand a month. All right. That's a lot of bread. And the cake ain't caking over here like that. I'm just gonna let you know that, right? So at the end of the day, we have to put ourselves in position. So, like Renee has said, not just relying on one source. It is so important, and your life can change unexpectedly, right? So if federal service, the one that we currently depend on right now, any federal services, right, that we depend on right now, if they don't have people going to work, if they shutting things down, what's your plan to, like, for instance, the post office? I'm gonna use Nicole. Post office closed down. What do we do? Like, what's the next move? Post office closed down, federal government shut, they're not coming to work, they're not processing mail. Then what does the world look like? Anyone?
It shuts down. You have no communication. You're not getting any bills, but you're not getting any checks either, because the mail that connects the world. So you're shutting down communication. That's one way. Um, man,
Okay.
I can't even
Yeah.
imagine that the post office would ever shut down.
Yeah, I mean, I can't either, but who knows?
Yeah,
Where's
but
our world going at? We really don't honestly know. But I'm gonna segment that into a question for Renee. Post office shuts down. We don't have enough money to pay our bills. Leaves us into depression, anxiety, emotional distress, and everything of that nature. Can you share, in your personal experience, if you have ever had any of these things may have happened, like, what is the response that people normally go to? Like, where do they normally go when things like this happen? Like, where does their mind go, their body go? Like, is it a health crisis? Like, what would you say if stuff like this happened, and what would you tell a person to be aware of?
First and foremost, one of the biggest sources of disease is stress. Stress is a killer. Stress is a killer. And the thing about it is that stress starts in your mind. So it is so important because essentially when you're in hot water, just like a tea bag, that's when you know what you're made out of, right? It's not until that stress happens, then you'll really see how strong your foundation is. So first we have to guard our mind. You have to guard your mind. Because the mind is the battleground of demonic and satanic attacks. Once that mind is infiltrated and you start feeling helpless, you start feeling like you're at disadvantage, you start feeling like a victim, now your foundation is weakened. So that's the first thing. And it's knowing that, right? Is that self-awareness, just like Mama Mildred said, I was not responsible. There's a real self-awareness. Like Mr. and Mrs. Ayers said, we only have X amount of time that we can stay afloat. Like I'm saying, it's that acknowledgement. I'm under stress right now. I feel like I'm losing it. I'm really afraid. That's as detrimental as those words sound, that's actually a very healthy place to be in. It's a healthy place to be in. Like right now, I am really scared. Right now, I'm really panicking.
Yes.
And then, and that's okay. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you less than. It's really good. Like I have a thing I say for myself when I'm feeling like that. And because I pray a lot, I'll just say something simple, real simple. This is what I say to Siobhan. I say all the time. I say, Lord, officer down, officer need assistance, officer down, officer need assistance. While I'm bawling, while I'm crying, officer down, Lord. Even though I'm a prayer warrior, even though I'm a counselor, blah, 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 officer down. So I think that's the first thing, guarding your mind, realizing stress is a killer, and then asking for help, whether it's spiritual help, whether it's financial help, right? Sometimes we're just like, I need something to tie me over because my landlord doesn't want to hear it, or the mortgage people don't want to hear it. I need some help. So
Yeah.
asking for that help. And I believe, I could go on, but those things I think are really important. Realizing that you're under stress right now,
Hmm.
make putting things in place to safeguard your mental health first and foremost, and
Hmm.
then asking for help and
I like
whatever
it.
that help looks like.
I absolutely like it. So we are in a position, all of us that's on this call, to help families, right? We can help families with their physical abilities. We can help families with their financial abilities. We have all made a decision to be in a position to not just have 30 days, 60 days, 45 days of money. We're building up something that probably was not taught to us when we were younger. But now that we're older and we're understanding the direction that we're going, now that these bills are really hitting and they're very real, we understand the importance of having 6 months to a year in reserves so that no matter what situation may come our way, we have time to breathe, not time to stress. So, as it relates to what we do on a daily basis, how rewarding is it to you all as of right now to understand what is going on as a shutdown, what is going on in people's lives? How rewarding is it to you to be able to be the person on the side to provide or to share the blessing? Like, can you speak to what does it feel like for you? What are some of your goals that you're looking to do, and some of the people that you may want to help? And we can start with Renee this time, even though she finished, but you've been starting all this time ago.
Um, well, I think it's first of all, it's a relief because I do have multiple streams. And I totally agree with what Mr. Ayers said. I just totally believe in multiple streams. So that is comforting, even being part of the wellness company, right? I want to talk about that and knowing that on the 12th there's a check. That's a blessing.
Yeah,
It is a blessing. I'm grateful for it. And it also, the other thing I feel, in all honesty, is a huge level of empathy, and I empathize with what people are going through. And I think it's so important for us to have that posture and not come to people like, wow, you should have been prepared. You should have had it all together.
that part.
Who wants to hear that? I
Yeah.
know, I know.
Don't stop me when I'm down. Yeah,
Yeah,
don't stop
Right.
me.
yeah,
Right.
don't, okay, now what, so just to be able to say, I understand, this is what I have in place, how can I help you? So I do
Right.
feel like we have been gifted to be in that position, to be that bridge, to be that help, and I'm grateful for that. I'm definitely grateful, but it's been a lesson though. So I, I have a lot of empathy because I've been irresponsible, bad steward, and so on and so on and so on. So I
Yeah,
definitely,
you can
I
relate. It's
I
very
can relate.
relatable.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. Nicole and Mr. Ayers.
You go ahead.
I mean, I think Renee hit it on the head. I mean, there's really it's a true blessing. I mean, and especially when you think about the way that we came across it. I mean, we were on another business call and just happened to come. You actually came on, Siobhan, and presented the information to us. And it for me, I just want to say this: like being with the post office, and I'm kind of going off subject for a second, but being with the post office all those years, I had no intentions of ever having another stream of income. I worked for the government. That's honestly that's what I thought. I work for the government. I don't have to worry about anything. I work for the United States government. Been here for all these years. I'll never have any issues. Da 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 da. Until I met my husband, and he was like, "Okay, yeah, you work for the government, but what happens when the government shuts down? What happened with?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? It's never gonna." He was like, "You better have some more. You better have another stream of income." So fast forward to you know, you getting on the call and bringing the presentation in front of us or presenting it to us. And for me to jump in and say, oh, this is something we need to do. Normally it would be him and this time he was just kind of like, oh, okay, if you want to do it, that's fine. This is something we need to do. I said, I'm passionate about wellness. I've always been an advocate for wellness. And this
Mm-hmm.
is perfect. And we can not only help ourselves and help others improve their health, but receive a reward check, just like Renee said. Every 12th of the month, we're getting an income for helping
Mm-hmm.
people.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So here's, I think this may be my final question for all of us, right? So y'all both spoke about the blessing, the empathy, the ability to be able to help people. But just like the federal government shutdown, just like something that you just said, as it relates, oh, I'm good. I'm with the federal government. My money gonna be good. I'm gonna be here, right? Then something happens. People are not prepared, but people do not want to go and get prepared. I want to relate that to when you have something in your hands, such as this opportunity where you can make extra money, you can improve your health. To me, and maybe to some others, it's a no-brainer, right? But other people don't see it like that. So I want to speak to the person who's truly reserved and skeptic about everything, right? Finding another job, keep thinking their job is going to be here forever, not needing to save, right? The skeptic person, like, oh, I don't want to take a chance. I don't want to bet on me. What would you say to the person that they need to learn how to bet on them, because at the end of
Are you frozen too, Nicole?
No.
Okay. That's Siobhan.
It looks like her stream froze again. And give her a couple seconds and hopefully it'll come back.
Okay. Yeah, she's coming back.
There she is.
why is it doing that?
There you are.
I don't get it. And it ain't thunderstorming or anything outside. They just don't want this. The government is watching. If y'all watching, y'all did wrong. Okay, I'm sorry.
That part.
I'm interrupting my internet service, goddamn. You're making me lose my train of thought. But what would y'all say to that individual, right? To get that individual to stop, learn how to bet on them. Like, what would you say? What would you tell that person? Okay, Nicole, you'll go. And Mr. Ayers.
Look, I'm gonna let my husband answer this one, because really, in all honesty, that was me.
Yeah.
I was that person. I was that skeptic. I was that person. That was me. I was good. I had this job. I didn't need another stream of income. And plus, I'm not putting my money into any type of I got TSP over here. I'm not worried about none of that. And he literally, so I can let him have the conversation he basically had with me. Because that's what it was.
What was that, Mr. Ayers? Tell us. What got under her skin? Because maybe we need to get under these people's skin. Tell us.
Yeah. I guess I would just say, I guess when I talk to people who are like that, it's kind of like telling them a closed mind can never be fed. You got to always be willing to, get the information. You don't know if that information can ever change your life if you don't give it a chance. That's one of the things that I always preach to people. And Nicole's right. She was like that. She was real stern. She was not moving. She was just stuck in her post office job, and that was okay. But it was just like, you'll never learn anything new if you don't give yourself an opportunity to see what it is that you're missing out on.
I love it. That's a great answer. Like, Renee, come on, bring it on in for us, darling. What else would you like to add to that? Because I love that response. Keeping an open mind, growth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that Mr. Ayers' point is definitely valid. And with me and my husband, it's reversed, right? I'm like Mr. Ayers, and I'm married to a Nicole. Right. So, and I'm married to a guy who worked, as a correction officer for almost 30 years, right? So, and he's married to an entrepreneur. So that's like, what, So this is what I found just in my growth, right? So this wasn't Renee 30 years ago, but this is Renee now married, practically 35 years. I choose to be a soft landing place. I choose to be and that's not just for my husband, for other people too, because people have to come to the end of themselves.
Right.
And when they come to the end of themselves, I'm right there. And I'm never there when I told you so. Never there when I told you so. I'm just, what are we going to do now? I just always want to be a soft landing place. And I also believe in I believe in the drip. I believe in the drip. I just keep giving it to you. I just keep showing you. I just keep glowing. I keep working on me, and I keep
Yes.
showing you the benefits of that, right?
Yes.
And so somebody else may, if your mind is carnal, you might think it's bragging or she's boasting, but I don't live in that world. But I just keep being that soft landing place and being that example. And I've learned long enough that I can show you better than I can tell you. Because sometimes
Yes.
just all of us, ego comes in, people feel like becomes the battle of the wills. They think you want to control them or manipulate them, or you want to be right. And the enemy can come in and create friction when no friction needs to be there, right? So
Yes.
I just think for me, especially because we're in such a fragile world right now, and people
Yes.
are very frazzled, they're very damaged. They're very damaged and they're very skeptical. They need a soft place. They
I
need
like
a soft place as they figure it out. They need a soft place as they fumble. Because the bottom line is a lot of that apprehension is based in fear.
Right.
Yes.
It is.
It
Absolutely.
really, it's just fear. You're just scared. And that's okay, because there's things I'm scared of too. I don't like rodents. You know what I mean? So we all have our fears, right? And it's
Right.
Yes.
just about being that. And when rodents come around, my husband knows it's all right. He got to talk to me like I'm 3 years old, right? Seriously, because I lose it, right? And he's just like, all right, it's okay. It's all right. Okay. I need you to go sit in the car. It's all right. Breathe, breathe. Because so I got to realize that in certain things, when it comes to money and taking what he perceives as chances, it's like me when I see rodents, right? So I
Wow.
got to so it's about being that soft landing place for people as they figure it out, and just keep dripping on them and growing and glowing. That's how
Absolutely. I
Yep.
love it. And just this to share, those were perfect responses. And I'm just going to share my own response, because I was kind of like Nicole, and kind of like your husband, right? But to an extent, I was a little different. I always bet on me. I was always open to growing. But if there's somebody out there that becomes complacent, a little bit too comfortable, right, that you don't even see or want or have a desire to move up, knowing that you have the potential to do so, I just ask you to challenge yourself, to trust yourself, to have the faith in yourself, to know that you can go forward. For a long time out of college, my husband kept on saying, and I love this job, so kudos to it, enterprise rent a car. But if you work there, baby, you are going to work there. Okay. So it is 7 up to 7 down. This all the time. And at this time I had children. Is not conducive to the household that wants family time, right? Nor financial freedom. But the structure is definitely there. A plug. I love that company. It taught me a lot of things, but I couldn't get everything. I couldn't get the financial growth. Definitely didn't have no time freedom, right? But I was so comfortable. The environment, the people, what I was doing. And sometimes we can get stuck and being comfortable. And until you bet on you, until you take a chance on you, until you push yourself towards a challenge, you won't ever see what success looks like on the other side of you being uncomfortable. So I would just say to everybody out there, this opportunity that we are all a part of right now, it may or may not be for you or be for somebody else. But what I will say to you is that we all do it. This is a wellness company we all are part of. No chemicals, no toxins, biodegradable products. We switch what we shopped at. We did not add to our shopping cart, right? We made a choice to switch. When we made that choice to switch, we started educating other people about the importance of what we do and how they can make extra money as well and earn income too by doing something they already done. Right. So if you are a little bit, I don't talk to people. I don't know that many people. Baby, you've been living, you know, a lot of people. You just got to reach back and talk to the people. Because even when you get up and you go to the gas station, you see people all around us. Right. Is what you want to do with the people, how you want to further advance yourself. So I just challenge everyone that if you are a part of this government shutdown, and you are looking for an opportunity before the anxiety, the stress, the depression, the weight, and everything else come. One, any one of these individuals that's on this call right now, right? Connect with them, myself included, because we have a wellness company that can help you make sure while you're going through this transition that you at least stay healthy. Two, If it makes sense to you when you start looking good, right? Because you are at the end and feeling good. What I'm going to say to you is then be mindful to share with somebody else. Open up the blessing, right? And watch what happens to you, because that's all it is a blessing. And then when we sit down and we have a business conversation with you to help you understand the money part of it, it probably blow your mind. You probably think that it's fake, but it's so not. It's been around for 40 years, right? 40 years, giving out tons of blessings to a lot of people. And you could be the next one. So I want to thank Mr. and Mrs. Ayers for coming on. I want to thank Renee. My mother was on as well, but my mother is technology challenged. So I'm thanking her too. And I would like for them to come on and leave their handles. And I definitely would love for you all to share this to be a blessing for somebody else and bless the individuals that you see on this call. Because when you go share this, that is helping them promote and help somebody else in our community with their wellness as well as with their wealth. So I do thank them. But before we leave, Nicole and Rodney, Mr. Ayers, could y'all please come on and tell everyone how they can follow you and any last words that you would like to share?
Well, first of all, thank you for inviting us to come on and to even be a part of this. It was wonderful. I really enjoyed it myself, and we appreciate it. So my
Absolutely.
handles on Facebook is Nicole Durr Ayers, Nicole Durr Ayers, Ayers. On Instagram, it's Durr Ayers, and then my website is Your Wellness Coach, Your Wellness Plug. I'm sorry, YourWellnessPlug.com. YourWellnessPlug.com.
Wonderful, wonderful. Nicole, I don't know if you have the ability to type in the chat, but if you do, drop your handles in the chat as well. Renee, could you tell us how we can find you and where, and don't forget to drop your website handles for your organization.
I put it in the chat on
Okay.
IG. I'm Miss Renee JP, and my website is www.reneejoshuaporter.com. So it's just my name. You can just look it
Okay.
up under my name. And
Wonderful.
thank you so much for creating this platform, Siobhan. This is really a blessing that
I
you're providing
appreciate
for people. Thank you for
all
having me.
three of y'all for coming on and just having, just being authentic and being your authentic selves. And I would like for you all to follow For the People to Be Fit. That's my logo right there. The number 4, the people, the number 2, then it should be in the word fit. In addition to that, I'm on all platforms, and you can also go and look at my website, which is www.Siobhan, SHAV as in Victor, ONNE, Bowman.com. So just the FYI to everyone before we leave, we do, if you want to learn a little bit more about what we share, you can ask any one of these individuals on here about a 7 p.m. link that we'll be able to give you some information. And or if you are too busy because life is be lifing, we have a 12-minute video that they can actually send you as well. Either way, like Mr. Ayers said, keeping an open mind is very, very important, and making sure that you explore opportunities is just as equally as important. Don't go through this shutdown waiting for somebody to say, yes, you got a job. Don't go through this shutdown eating aggressively and then putting on weight and then causing other complications to happen in your life. It is so important that while we are in this crisis, as a village, as a community, that we pull together, that we help one another successfully win on all platforms. So I do thank y'all for so much for being here this evening. We are signing out. We have spent more than enough time with you all for y'all to get it. It's up to y'all to do something with it, okay? So I'm your girl, Siobhan Bowman, all things wealth and wellness. Nicole, Mr. Ayers, Ms. Renee, and Mildred, thank y'all so very much for being here. We out. Peace out.
Thank you.
You're welcome.